England was in a state of jubilation. Their new queen, Mary Tudor, was clearly expecting an addition to the family. After all, princes were a rare occurrence on the island. In nearly half a century, there had been only one, and he had lived a short life. Could they finally rejoice? The queen radiated happiness. In the 16th century, people didn't yet understand that such joy could sometimes be misleading. By the standards of the 16th century, Mary was nearly an old maid, having married at the age of 37. Marriage plans had been made in the past, but for various reasons, they never came to fruition. Now, the queen was walking down the aisle with Philip of Naples, the future King Philip II of Spain, whom she met for the first time just 2 days before the wedding. The newlyweds communicated in a mix of languages, Spanish, Latin, and French, since Philip did not speak English. This union was not well received by the English. A king from another country? What if he wanted to unite their lands? In reality, the marriage treaty did not grant Philip any real power. He could only be called sovereign in England and could not even expect military support from the island for his ambitions. This lack of authority was a sore point for the newlywed husband, who craved more power and influence. Just 2 months passed, and the queen began to change. She gained weight, experienced bouts of morning sickness, and displayed other signs of being in a delicate condition. Mary Tudor, a wilting rose, fervently desired this. She needed an heir to the throne. Of course, she was anxious. Her own mother, Queen Catherine of Aragon, had only given birth to one healthy child during their long marriage, and that had been when she was much younger. Doctors and the royal court unanimously believed that Mary Tudor was expecting her first child. News of the royal pregnancy spread across Europe. Like all noblewomen of her time, Mary made arrangements in case of an unfortunate outcome, as many women often died without ever hearing their child's first cry Philip was to become regent. They made rough calculations, and when the time came, the queen retreated to Hampton Court to await the joyful changes. Mary's sister, Princess Elizabeth, had been released from house arrest and was allowed to join the court. However, she was not particularly pleased. After all, she was next in line for the throne. If Mary had an heir, that would mean goodbye to the crown for Elizabeth. The Venetian ambassador, Giovanni Michieli, believed that Elizabeth was needed as a backup in case Mary died. In that scenario, Philip could marry his second sister, solidifying his position. Mary moved into special chambers designated for expecting mothers. Wet nurses were arranged for the baby, and a letter was drafted to be copied and sent to other European rulers. Meanwhile, bells rang out in London. Were they announcing the birth of an heir? Thanksgiving services were held, but no news came from Hampton Court. On the continent, confusion reigned. Was it a yes or a no? Had Mary Tudor given birth? Rumors swirled. Yes, it was a boy. No, it was a girl. Oh, come on, nothing has happened yet. And the Queen's confidant, Susan White, shared with the French ambassador de Noailles, what if the Queen isn't pregnant at all? The past month had brought no clarity. When another month passed, it began to feel like a farce. Where was the heir? What was happening with the Queen? Mary Tudor's joy turned out to be false. Nature played a cruel trick on the Queen. Her belly soon deflated, and the English ruler re-emerged in public, looking dejected and worn. King Philip left his wife, which only added to her sorrow. The couple had no other children or even signs of future ones. Mary's case was a rare medical anomaly. While some researchers propose alternative theories, claiming that a child was born but was not viable, the truth remains locked away in Hampton Court. And with Mary Tudor,